A lot of people are asking whether or not Levi's was loud last night.
I thought it was really loud.
I thought at times it was loud, and I thought at times
it was really loud.
Fourth quarter, but for most of the game, it was a slow-paced game.
Agreed.
It was a lot of 3 yards and a cloud of dust.
Injuries for the Chargers.
A lot of injuries for the Chargers. A lot of stoppages in play. That's what happens with primetime games. And then when you have an offense that gets off to a slow start, Ayuk fumbles, it's 7-3. Chargers get it, it's 10-3. Then you go back-to-back 3 and out. You get a punt blocked. Crowd's going to be a little restless.
There was a point in the game. I have to explain this one. There's a point in the game where there's a guy behind us, 3 or 4. Shanahan! He's just screaming about Shanahan. Jimmy stinks! Shanahan stinks! And at one point, this kid jumps up in the air and he goes, Jimmy G's the man, bro! And they were fighting in the stands over Shanahan and Jimmy. I was like, the show has come alive at Levi's.
Dude,
but people are so passionate about the Niners that during the middle of that game, if there's just a little bit of stagnation, they lose their minds.
Well, it's 10%. The same thing with the Warriors. I had a kid tell me on Twitter, why are you tweeting about Kuminga before Draymond Green? I mean, people are insane.
It's
a lot of sick people out here, man. So, look, man, Jimmy Garoppolo is the quarterback. I'm riding with Jimmy.
You have to.
I'm riding with Jimmy. He gives the Niners their best chance to win a freaking Super Bowl right now.
He's going to have some ups and downs. He's going to have a bad game, and just going to have to swallow. All the good players have bad games. The bad players have bad games. Everyone has bad games.
Turnover-free football. Turnover-free football for Jimmy Garoppolo. And no throws?
He minimized them yesterday. There was a couple of
There was one Jimmy no throw that I can remember.
He threw one that I thought it looked like to me.
In the middle of the field?
Yes, but it looked like to me there was another one where he skipped purposefully. At least that's what I'm hoping.
Right.
Because there was no throw to be had. There was a couple Herbert throws. There were a couple Herbert throws that he laced them in there, and I'm like, I don't know how he squeezed that in that window.
He's a good quarterback.
He's really nice.
You know what, Jimmy? Turnover free. That's who I'm rocking with. He said it last night. He said a couple things. He was like, look, man, here's his message to the fans. Since we're here, and we're going to get to the calls, Ryan, Alex, and Antonio. Jimmy G, here's a message to the fans on that win last night.
Tell them we got the W tonight, and that's more important than any 72 points. That's the style of defense these guys play, though. They take away, stuff like that and make it hard on you, make you do those 10, 15-play drives that we had to do tonight, and it's not going to be flashy, but, a W is a W, and I hope the fans are happy with that.
Jimmy G on the team's success.
We ran the ball a lot tonight. I think we had 40 runs, someone said. So I think that couple penalties put us in those long down and distance. I had a stupid sack, just can't have. And just not going to be perfect. And when we get in those tough situations, it's how can we overcome it? And I thought we did that a couple times tonight, especially in big situations. Juwan making a couple big plays, BA at the end making a couple big snags. It was those type of plays made the difference, I thought.
5-4, and a W is a W.
It's huge, especially, again, Seattle's at the top of the division. They lose a game to start the morning. All you had to do was win, not get anyone injured, and keep it moving. And then you got to go up against Arizona Monday night in Mexico.
Big game.
Stay 4-0 in the division would be absolutely massive. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. Yesterday's game, I felt like there were more illegal linemen downfield on broken plays where Jimmy was scrambling than I've ever seen.
I've seen it all around the league.
Why is that?
I see it in college. I see it because you run so many RPOs, and sometimes linemen don't know whether it's a run or a pass. Like when you have an RPO-based offense or you run that variation of the RPO, a lot of linemen are getting downfield. I see them going downfield on screen plays, play-action passes. I see it all Saturday and Sunday. Illegal. It's jumped the shark. It's gone from offensive holding to defensive holding.
Illegal contact.
To illegal contact to now illegal man downfield.
Yeah.
Linemen have to know, all right, there's a possibility this could be a pass. I need you to stay on your block for a couple more seconds on the line of scrimmage, or a second maybe.
Is it because there's so many screens now in the game?
Well, screens and RPOs and play-action passes. So those RPOs where quarterback may give it or pull it and then throw that quick slant. You'll see Jalen Hurts do it all day long tonight against Washington. It's a lot, man. I saw a lot of that over the weekend. I was like, damn, where's the awareness at?
And it felt like Brendel was getting picked on yesterday by the penalties. He had a couple of ones, and he turned around and he had his hands up. I couldn't even tell. One of them, he did get his hands on a guy on a hold, and I'm like, it felt very ticky-tacky, especially considering that I'm seeing Bosa get double-team held on like 3 possessions.
No, you know what? The complainers, you want to start complaining? Go ahead, call the show. What are you complaining about now? Some people, I'm convinced there's some people that will just never be happy in life. You know, you could get a guy who has a perfect job, he's dating a supermodel, and he's going to find something to complain about. He's going to find, like me personally right now, I'm like, well, no, we do a radio show in the morning. I get to cover the Warriors every single game. I got a beautiful lady. I got a beautiful daughter. Life is good. Life is good. There's nothing to really complain about. Well, people will find things to complain about, like this game last night. I get it. 22 points is not good enough for you. It's not good enough for you. But again, here's a message to the fans from your starting quarterback.
Tell them we got the W tonight, and that's more important than any 72 points. That's the style of defense these guys play, though. They take away, stuff like that and make it hard on you, make you do those 10, 15 play drives that we had to do tonight. And it's not going to be flashy, but a W is a W, and I hope the fans are happy with that.
Well, this is who they are, though. Look at who they were in 2019. Look at who they were in 2021. Right. Look at who they are again in 2022. This is how they win. If you guys want to go back and play a lot of people wanted Jimmy G to start, period, in general, before the season even started. Right. A lot of people in that locker room wanted to play 49er football. Well, last night was 49er football. Offensively, have moments, have drives, kick probably one or two too many field goals for most people's liking, but you end up ultimately winning, and you had suffocating defense down the stretch that showed up clutch. That's the blueprint for this team. That's how you win.
Just stack W's. Just stack W's.
Exactly.
It's not pretty. It's not always going to be pretty. Just stack W. You think the New York Giants right now are complaining about that ugly win against the Houston Texans? Hell no. They're saying we're 7-2. We're 7-2. We got the Eagles next week. You think the Giants are really complaining over that win?
Bonta, in the NFL, there's only 17 weeks. There's no such thing as ugly wins. It's a win.
You think the Cardinals and Kingsbury are going to complain about that win yesterday at the SoFi Stadium?
No.
They needed a win.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Did you see Derek Carr at the podium?
He was crying.
He said the amount of work that we put in and the amount of things that we put into our bodies just to be able to play the game. And, some people might not like Derek Carr or whatever, but what he's saying is factually correct. The amount of energy and effort and stuff that these guys go through to get ready on game day, when you win, there's nothing to be ashamed of. I don't care how it happens.
Let's do this. Ryan and Sack. You're right, though, Shasky. Wins are hard. These guys put so much effort into trying to get a win.
That's what I'm saying.
And sometimes the game plan, it goes awry. You got to throw it out the window, just scrap.
They played suffocating defense with Charles Omenihu, Jordan Willis, and Ridgeway alongside Nick Bosa. If you had that on your flow chart of success for Week 9 heading into the season, you're a better person than I am, because I didn't even know who Ridgeway was before the season started.